It is Erin Condren LifePlanner launch, and I have my full unboxing and review for you. Hi, I'm Kristen, and I post functional planning videos on my channel. If you're like me and you need a gentle reminder to just keep it simple, and you're so excited to see what Erin Condren has coming up for us, please make sure you're subscribed, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's what's inside the box. If you're a longtime viewer of my videos, I'm sure you can guess what design I picked, but I thought it might be fun to go ahead and leave your guesses in the comments before I get started. Okay, so let's see what's in the box. And we have colorful. This is the Hexagon design. So we have the little welcome pack, and you can see right away, if you are a longtime user of Erin Condren, you know that this has changed a little bit, and we have some fun new goodies in there. And then we have, this is what I've been looking forward to for years, and they've finally done it. We have a colorful 12-pack dual tip markers. Ooh, this is fun. A B6 Slim monthly planner. This is like those, the new B6 notebooks they have, and we have it in a monthly planner. Okay, and then the sticker book. This says, enjoy the journey, designer sticker book, Hexagon. So this matches back to the Life Planner. We'll definitely flip through that. And then, of course, my beautiful new Life Planner. And you can see I have a gold coil here. I don't normally do the gold coil, but doesn't it look pretty with this metallic cover? And this cover is the floral collage cover, and it says, give yourself permission to grow, focus on the good all around you, and then my name is there. And it's the same on the back, it just doesn't have the name. This is really pretty. This is way prettier than the photo that I saw of it. It's just like in person, it just looks so good. It's so pretty. Love it. Okay, so let's move this box out of the way and dig into all the goodies. So I'm thinking what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through the Life Planner first, because that's what everybody really wants to see, I think. So with every Life Planner purchase, you get this little pack, and we have some changes. So before we had these little like compliment cards. Now we have some bigger cards, and you can see there's a dual tip marker in here. This is the black one, and I'm thinking maybe because the packs that they're coming out with this year don't include the black, they're including it as the little gift with the Life Planner along with your stencil, which is so good because I've been using these markers a lot more lately, and they really do write on this paper like they're made for each other. So I can't like get enough of them. I think if you like Papermate Flair style pens, you will love these. So each side has a bullet point. We have like the medium size, which because I love a juicy, like bold point line when I write. I like writing with the medium side, but you've also got the fine point side if you prefer that. So that's really cool that they're giving us one with the Life Planner. I love that idea. Okay, that's a great new addition. We have the stencil bookmark, and this snaps on, and this is the same one that they did last year, and I really like it. I've been using this a lot lately too. I like to use the little calendar here. I just kind of use the top rectangle and the first line of squares for habit tracker, and I also like to kind of turn it this way and use it as like for check boxes if I have a whole list. And I love this flag here. This I like to put in my planner as like an indicator of time, so I'll draw the flag and then write the time in. I really like that too. So of course we'll talk about that more when we get into actually planning in this book, but I have here this beautiful Hexagon cover, and what I loved about this when they showed us the design, this is what I think of when I think of Erin Condren. I think of like this iconic, like bright colors, the geometric shapes, and then just like the unique way that they put the shapes together. It just looks so good, and I'm so happy that this was the design they chose for the colorful this year. Now there are two other designs that make up the full collection, and so this one is called Hexagon, and this is the one that you're going to see with the colorful, the normal Erin Condren colorway that we're used to seeing. And then there's a floral version that has a pastel set of tabs, and that is called Bouquet, and that's so pretty. We typically see a floral from Erin Condren every year, and every year I feel like it gets better and better. What I really love about this year's is I like the font on it, so I'm actually going to have a hard time choosing. Usually the font is the deal breaker for me, and that's where I decide what design I want. And lately the florals have been going with like this kind of scribbly handwriting font that I don't love as much as I like the other fonts, so I've always kind of gone with the colorful. I will say the colorful is still my favorite, but now I want to get a bouquet. I want to get another planner in the bouquet and use it. So anyhow, let's keep looking at this planner. Oh, I forgot, I didn't even show you what else was in here, so I'm just so excited. So let's open this up real quick, and sorry for the crinkling. I'll try to do all the crinkling off camera, but of course it will be recorded, so if you want like a little ASMR like short video or reel or something, tell me and I'll put that together for Instagram and YouTube Shorts. But we have a little postcard here. It's so cute. It says, "Sent with love, gratitude, and friendship." Super, super cute. And of course, I don't know, I just kind of think I'm gonna put this on my bulletin board. This one says, "Friendship is a gift that lasts." So pretty, and it has that same little stamp on it. Really, really pretty. And then we have here, I will let you go ahead and pause that if you want to read it, but it just says colorful, organized, productive, and joyful. And then just some encouraging words about using your life planner and what Erin Condren's all about. And then they let you know that on the back here, there's going to be a code for 20% off your next order, which is always appreciated. And so I'm going to go ahead and cover that up because I want to use that code. And then it does expire in March of 2026. So we've got a whole year basically to use this, and that's good. These will stack with good sales and stuff. So after you get your life planner, if you wanted to save it for like a really big sale or something, I always post about the really big sales on both here and on my Instagram. So make sure you're following me there, and then I'll remind you to use your coupon. So that is awesome. I love the changes here. This is new and I love it because I really firmly believe everybody should have one of these. And I'm hoping maybe they'll come out with like a pack of like 3 of these, just so I can keep one in with every planner. I want to keep one in my purse. I want to keep one like with my planner. I want to keep one at every place where I write because I love these markers so much. That's why I'm super excited about this pack of markers, and I can't wait. We'll do a pen test and see how they match with the tabs. I haven't touched them yet. I've pulled them out of the box with you and looked at them, but I haven't written with these yet, so we will do that together. All right, now let's look at the life planner. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. I have my name on here and it's got gold foil. I think these little confetti dots are so cute. Like it's just kind of like adds that little extra bit of whimsy to the design that really just makes it stand out, I think. And I love the gold coil. So I'm a person, I always opt for the platinum coil, which is the silver color. I've always done that just because I like a simple look, I guess. But this feels luxurious. This feels like I have treated myself. But with that, I should have said this at the beginning of the video. Sorry that I didn't, but everything that I unboxed here in the beginning of the video, that was all gifted to me from Erin Condren. And I chose to make this video because I love life planner launch time and I really wanted to show everything to you. But thank you, Erin Condren, for gifting this and allowing me to get it ahead of time so that I could show everybody what goodies we have in store for us this year. I am an Erin Condren affiliate, so if you like what you see here, it would mean the world to me if you shopped through my link whenever you are ready to purchase your life planner. I will have more videos, so make sure you're subscribed as well. We're doing the colorful in this video, but I do plan to get the other accessories and everything like that. But this is what I have to show you now, so let's focus on the colorful and then we'll talk about the other designs at another time. So we are opening it up and we have our pretty vellum here, and we have the name page, which has the beautiful like hexagon look here. One of the things that I noted in one of our meetings about this before, when Erin Condren was revealing the designs to us, they said about the hexagon that the design is grouped. It's a grouped set of hexagons and they're beautiful on their own, but they're even more complex and stunning when they build upon each other. And let's go back to the cover here just to talk about that for a minute, because that is so true. Like, you know, when you see a hexagon, you're like, oh, cool. But then when you see them all together, look at how the colors are just like faceted and beautiful, and they super duper remind me of like a diamond. So like when you think of like a brilliant cut diamond or something, when you're looking down on that, that's what that reminds me of, and I just think it's so pretty. It's like a gemstone. I really, really love this. So here is that beautiful shot of all the colors together, and we have our little quote here that says, "Celebrate every facet of the journey." Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't look at this ahead of time and when I said that they were faceted, but that is exactly what this reminds me of. How fun that it said that. I really honestly didn't look at that before I mentioned that. It looked like faceted cut gemstones to me. Anyway, so let's turn the page here and we will go into our year at a glance, which is the typical style that we've seen before. We have Sunday start calendars starting in July 2025 going through December 2026. If you want to know more about how you can use these pages in your planner, I will link my video, Erin Condren for Beginners. Even if you're not a beginner with Erin Condren, you might get some new ideas from it. So go ahead and check that video out and we can talk about more about how to use these. And then of course I will do a setup video whenever I set this up to use it for myself. So that you might get some different ideas in that video as well. So make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss any of those. The next set of pages is our 12 boxes page. It says up here at the top, a little progress each day adds up to big results. And so this is kind of open-ended. A lot of people will use it as either goals, or because there's 12 of them, you can use one for each month for just some like more robust like future planning. Say you don't want to write in, that appointment that you're set for February 2026. Say you don't want to come and write it in here. You can find your February box and write, that appointment in ahead of time so that you don't forget about it. But what I like is that it's open-ended and you can really utilize it however you want to make this the most functional planner for you. This is a fun new addition that they have added for this year so that you can start using your life planner immediately. We have the monthly spread for May and for June. So of course, Life Planner launch begins on April 21st. So if you order on launch day and get your planner right away, you can start using it to write in your plans for May and for June before the planner officially starts in July. So that's super cool. I really love that they did that and that they have just kind of like given us this little extra bit of fun to start playing right away. Now, you're not going to have your weekly or your daily, whatever layout you decide to go with, but they do have a couple of accessories that I don't have here with me, but we do have some accessories that will allow you to kind of use it weekly. You could either get like a snap-in dashboard. There's also a set of sticky notes that has a horizontal kind of like Monday through Sunday layout on them that you could use in the meantime to just kind of help plan out your weeks a little bit. Okay, so we have the May and the June. It's a Sunday start and you do have some important dates printed on the calendar. You have a little bit of a design over here. The design does not go into the coil over here, so if you are a sticker user, you will be able to easily kind of cover this however you want. And we have our sidebar over here. So now we go into just kind of like the meat of the planner of each month. You have your lined notes page that faces your quote page here with the tab on it for the month. And I love how rich and bold these colors are. They did not spare any expense on ink, let me tell you that. This is so bright and saturated with color. It's lovely. I love it. We have our progress over perfection. And actually, let's go ahead and flip through each tab page so that you can see what they all look like real quick before we go into the weekly layout. How beautiful change can be. You are right where you need to be. Believe that you can do more than you thought. Let yourself try. A little progress each day adds up. Success is a journey, not a destination. Honor the person you are becoming. Celebrate along the way. Celebrate each day. Let yourself be proud of how far you've come. Progress isn't always linear. That's a nice one. Pivoting is part of the process. And the only constant is change. So nice. And you could see how bold and colorful each of those tabbed pages were. Okay, so we go into our monthly spread again. And then another new change this year is the dashboard page. And if you have been following along with all the launch hype, you may have seen this already, but it is such a nice, refreshing little change. So what they've done here is they've added this nice big checklist over here on the side, and that's really nice. The way I plan, I do use a monthly checklist, and I was doing it in the past. I would do it here, and then I've started doing it over here, but now we have a dedicated space for it, so I can utilize these other spaces for different things, which I like. We still have this little for checklist space here. Now this is something I've been tending to use just to add the goals I wanted to focus on each month. This used to be on this side over here. And then there used to be this little lined box here, and then there was a dot grid section here. So you can see how it has changed, and it has become, I feel, much more functional. And we're going to come back to this page because there are some extra little surprises that I want to talk about whenever we get farther into the video. So we have our lined notes page, and then I'm about to turn the page and show you the brand new layout, which if you were paying attention at the beginning, you may have noticed that this is the dashboard layout. So if you have been a follower of my channel for a bit, you know how much I love a week on one page weekly layout. We have a week on one page weekly layout. Look at this. I love it so much. So this isn't exactly how I had been kind of structuring mine, but this is the same concept for me. So it's got your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and an extra box here. So you have your full week of plans, and you have this really cool like checklist dashboard over here on the side. And this has a box for your priorities, a space for 6 different habits with a Monday Start habit tracker. You have a to-do list with 14 spaces for tasks. And then you have this big notes section here. So versatile. I have already been dreaming about how I'm going to use this. So over here we have like this larger space next to the date, and then you have 4 lines here. There is a space here. If you really needed to, you would be able to use this top line, and then you have, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if you wanted to use this bottom line. But for me, I like to keep things kind of like less crammed and cluttered. So I would, there's like this space up here, and then there's like 4 lined spaces here. So I love this. I'm already decided the way I plan and the way my brain works. I think I'm going to use, you know, we've got the top space up here for any kind of like all day thing. Like this is where I would write no school, right? And then I have a line for anything that's happening in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, and then a line for what's for dinner. And I really think that that's exactly all I need to be functional and to keep up with my schedule. This would be more like for the main thing I need to do in the morning, the main thing I need to do in the afternoon, and the main thing I need to do in the evening. If I add any more to that, that's too much for me in one day. So like I know that about myself, and that's why I think this is going to work really well for me in my planning. Instead of trying to put as much as possible into that day, I'm just putting the main things, and then I can use this page over here for those extra things that if I finish something or something gets canceled or whatever, then I can come over here and pick out those things that I might be able to use that time with. And then down here, we have this little note space that you could use for anything. I think this is where my Formula One schedule is gonna go. I'm so excited for this. And then of course we have all of the space over here for everything else, and it's neutral enough that you can kind of change it and use it how you wish. You could put a sticker over where it says priorities, and then maybe write a quote for the week, or I might write like my scripture I'm focusing on that week, something like that. And then you have all of this space for notes, you have checklists, and what I like is that it's divided into 2. So you could almost say, well, these are my personal tasks and these are my work tasks. Or this is like cleaning and this is, you know, errands, or whatever it is that you need. You can, or you could just leave it where it's just a full, like a master running list. But I like that you can also categorize it in, into 2 lists if you need to. So super, super functional, brand new layout that I'm so excited to be using. And it also is nice because it just has a little bit of color, and I like the color, so I'm happy to see it, but it's not so much color that you can't work with it with your sticker kits or whatever. So really, really enjoy this. And one thing you'll notice, it does not have a mini calendar, which I know a lot of people don't like. I like a mini calendar. I am a Monday start girl though, so the Sunday start mini calendars that are usually in there are still not super functional for me. But I like that I can add that in however I want. I like to use a sticky note, but of course we have this as well. If you really wanted to, you could kind of draw one in. If with your stencil or something, I don't know. Anyhow, so we have each of our weeks, plenty of space for everything we need, and it does do where you can see the change in color for the different month, and then you have your aligned notes page going into the next month. So happy with this. One thing I will note is that this is replacing a layout. So the new dashboard layout is replacing the compact vertical. If you're a compact vertical user, I'm sorry that they are taking that away, but I do just want to note how similar this is. So the compact vertical was basically this layout with just a few more lines, and then it would go across the whole thing like this. So now it's the same concept, just compressed a little bit, so you can get your very most important things, and then you can put everything else over here. So if you were a compact vertical user, I really encourage you to try this one out. See if it works for you. I think it will still work really well for you. You shouldn't really have to change too much in how you think if you're used to that quad layout. It's just a smaller version of it. Now this layout is available in all 3 designs, which I think I may have gone off a tangent earlier. I was talking about the 3 designs and I think I only mentioned bouquet, but the 3rd design is called minimal, and that's kind of replacing canvas. If you're familiar with canvas, that was the more the plain one with the gray tabs and no design printed on the page. We're calling that minimal now. We have some changes in the fonts for that, but that is the focused line and the canvas line are kind of merging into one and becoming minimal. So that is our new layout. Another big change that's important to note is that we will no longer have any A5 size weekly layouts. So this is the 7x9 size, and then there's a smaller size that is the A5 size. Now this is just an A5 notebook, but I'm just showing you the difference in size here. So now we will no longer have a weekly A5. So in previous years, life planners were available in both 7x9 and A5, and the weekly versions of the A5, you could get the horizontal or the compact vertical. You can no longer get a weekly A5, so no more A5 horizontal and no more A5 compact vertical. Also no more 7x9 compact vertical, but we already discussed that. You will still be able to get the A5 daily duo though, and that change in the weekly A5 is for both the coiled and the ring agenda, but the ring agenda is still staying for your daily plans. So you can get the A5 coiled or the A5 ring agenda in the daily duo layout only. So that's just an important note and an important change that you might want to make note of. I know there was a lot of chatter in, Erin Condren Facebook groups and such about an A5 vertical. There is no A5 vertical. There's no more weekly A5 at all. I think some of the images that people screenshotted were a little bit distorted, but those were not A5 life planners. Those were 7x9 life planners in those pictures. I saw those, and it's hard because we're only allowed to say what we're allowed to say, when we're allowed to say it. And so it was hard to let everyone think and get their hopes up about that, but there's no A5 vertical. So before we move on to the accessories, let's just look at what's at the end of the life planners. So at the end of your life planner, you're gonna have 10 lined notes pages, and then I have an add-on for an extra 40 lined pages. And something to note is that they are no longer having a separate tab for those if you're doing the lined notes pages. They just fall under this one that is already with the planner. So if you do the add-on of the 40 line notes pages, you're going to have your 50 because it already comes with 10. You're adding 40 more, and they're all going to be behind the one tab that says notes. You're not going to have two like you did in the past. However, there are other add-on options. We used to have one called weekly planning that was the Monday through Sunday over here like this that I have used in the past. They're not doing that anymore. However, you can get the lined, which is not going to come with a tab because there's already one there, but then you can also choose productivity, goal setting, or the new budget pages that you may remember from the monthly planners. Those are now going to be available in your life planners. So those will have their own tabs, but if you get the lined, just like you see here, all these extra line notes pages, we're only going to have that tab. When we get to the back here, we have a page with the heritage and awareness observances with the dates that correspond to 2025 and 2026. We have the contacts page here, and then we have our forward planning for 2027. Every year when I film my life planner unboxing video, I am always blown away by the year that's in the back. It just seems so far away, and I can't believe that 2027 is like on the radar now. It's crazy. Okay, so then we have our beautiful like end page, which I really think I want to try to do something with this year. I think I've said this before and I never get around to it, but let's use this page functionally this year somehow. Let's kind of come up with some ways to use that. We have a new set of stickers. So they're similar to what we're used to, but we've refreshed them. They no longer have the design on them, so they're more versatile, and we have an update to the happy birthday and celebrate page, which I am super happy about. I really love this font so much better than the other font, and I think I'll actually be using these stickers this year. And then of course my favorite ones, these are just our basic ones with our foil. So all of them have foil on them, which is beautiful. We have habit trackers to do. I love these, and I really wish we could get a whole book of just these. I would buy that. Like, give me a page, a booklet with 12 pages, and they match back to the tab colors. You know, we have like January colors. Like, of course, they can be all the different colors that go together, but they go with January, you know, and then we could have enough stickers to go with January, and then the next page would be February. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent, but that's what I would love to see. But in the meantime, we have these, and I love them, and I like that they're more plain, so they're more versatile. And then we have our double-sided pocket folder, of course, and then the end of the planner. Now, you can get the coil on this. The standard coil that comes with the Life Planner is platinum. I have gold. This is an upgrade. You can also get rose gold or the multicolor coil. And then another question that usually comes up is, how can you order, like, what are the date spans you can get? You can either get, this is a 12-month, you can also choose an 18-month for a little bit of an upgrade, and the 12-month goes from July to June, although mine does have an added July here in the back, so mine is really July to July, and of course we do have those little bonus May and June at the front as well. But you can also get it where they start in August and go through July. So you can get an August start planner that ends with July at the end, which I think is really cool for your more true academic year. So keep that in mind when you're ordering. You can also get where it starts in January and ends in December for 2026, or you can get one that starts in July 2025 and goes all the way through December 2026. So that would be your 18-month planner. So if you get the bouquet version, which has the more pastel colorway, you will get a set of pastel stickers, not this bright color stickers. And then with the minimal, I'm not 100% certain, but I feel like that might be the pastel stickers as well. Okay, so now let's get to the accessories. Of course, we want to see all of the beautiful accessories, and I think we're not gonna start with the pens because I do want to do a pen test on those, but let's go with the B6 Slim monthly planner. This has the hexagon design, and this is exactly like, oh, I have them right here. So if you remember, they recently came out with these. This is the same, but we do have like a darker, I don't know if this is black or just a darker blue, but it's the same setup as these cute little notebooks here. And it's got the hexagon design on the front and the back, and it's got this nice peach color on the inside. It says monthly planner. It goes from July 2025 to December 2026. And we have our year at a glance with the Sunday start, and then we have our Sunday start calendar with the dates written in here. We have a little sidebar over here, and then it just goes directly into the next month, all the way through for your 18 months, all the way through to the end of December 2026. And then we go into our lined pages here, and I'm going to count them real quick. When we finish December, we have 58 lined notes pages all together in the back. And then at the very end, after your last set of lined notes pages, we have our forward planning for 2027 back here with some note space with the pretty hexagon design, and then your end page here and your back cover. Super cute. Now what I wanted to note is that this will fit in the little covers that we have here. So these are available in 4 different colors, and then you can upgrade with a gold foil initials. And let's just look at how this looks in here. So something that I thought was really nice is if you don't prefer this colorful look, you can get one of these covers. They have like blush or navy blue. You can get one of these covers and put it in there, and then you won't see that colorful look if that's not your thing. And then you have the extra function of being able to slip stuff into these pockets here, both on the front and the back. So that's an option. And then you have a pen loop as well. I'm putting these cards in here and this marker in here. These do not come with it, obviously. I'm just, showing you for demonstration purposes. And then that is perfect for your little purse thing. And this is like a really soft, like vegan leather. I think I like it a lot. And one thing I know I'm going to use this for, I think this is going to be perfect for my church notebook because it's so small. I can just easily clip my marker to it. And then a lot of times in church, there's the bulletins that come up on the screen, and it's like, oh, on this day is, serve Saturday or whatever. I think it's perfect to have a spot to go ahead and write that down, or like, oh, the next women's ministry Bible study starts on this date, and make sure you register by this day. And it's a good spot to put everything, to write everything down. And then in the back here, because we have enough, I can use a whole page of notes for the sermon. So I think that is perfect. I really like to simplify, and as many wonderful goodies we have available as stationery lovers, sometimes it can be a little too much, and I think this is just right. And then anything you get, handouts or something, can easily be slipped in here. And then I can also add some sticky notes to here as like a little sticky note dashboard if I need to make notes in my Bible or something. Anyhow, I really like this, and that's what I'm thinking I'm going to use this for. In the meantime, let's just take it back out so you can see the pretty color cover. Okay, and then let's look at the stickers real quick. So we have the Enjoy the Journey Hexagon Designer Sticker Book. There's 395 stickers, and then we have our 12 pages of stickers in the back here. Let's take it out. It says, sticker your way to a more organized day with this colorful, stylish sticker book. Enjoy color coding, labeling, decorating, and celebrating with 12 pages full of new designer stickers, including wonderful washi, mixed metallics, fun and functional shapes, motivational sayings, and more. So that is what we can find in here. This is really nice because we have tons of the grocery carts, and then another of the icons that people really love are these $ stickers, which you can get. They come on the stickers in the back of the planner. These are good for paydays, or maybe if you have a bill due or something. Well, you're going to get more. If you need more, they're in this sticker book. And then of course we have the grocery carts as well. So we have these little tabs and these circles. These fit, if you get your vertical life planner, it has the columns. These are going to fit that really nicely if you need to call out a special, you know, box or something. This is my favorite. These are washi tape stickers. I love this. So let's kind of see where these are going to fit. I wanted to try these real quick. Let's just get this one here that's all different colors up here at the top. I just want to show you how light these are. They're so light. It's like true washi. So they fit here really well. So you can decorate these boxes across, and let's check on the dashboard. So, all right, yeah, they're going to fit really nicely there. I'm trying not to push it down yet, but you know, they're going to fit nicely there. And then on our new layout, they're going to fit really nicely there. So that's good. Another way you can use these is to connect a couple of days together. Maybe you have like a conference you're going to and it takes 2 days, or you're traveling for work, or something like that. So that's going to fit really nicely. And then of course you can cut them for your columns on your hourly and your vertical, and then they're going to look great in your horizontal as well. So it's super versatile. Let's try to get this back on here. Okay, and let's see. These are going to fit nicely. Let's try one on here. Okay, yeah, so these are going to fit really nicely in our monthly squares. And of course, you know, you can put them however you want. That's what's really nice about these, is they're really versatile. Let's try it this way too. So yeah, you can even put them this way. They're not going to fit 100% perfectly this way, but you know, same idea. They can still go that way. They will fit like here if you want to go ahead and say like, this whole day I am doing, you know, a meeting, or I'm traveling or something, right? And let's put this back. Let's see what else we have in this book. I'm so excited for this because I really think that this is made to fit these. I don't want to take this whole thing off because I don't have a lot of these and I don't want to accidentally waste them, but these are going to fit right here, so you can kind of break this apart into 2 different things if you want. And these look like they match up with the lines. Look, so this can make this a checklist. It fits perfectly in there and it lines up. All of these line up with the lines. So you can use these checklists here. They line up with all of the lines on all the note sections, even over here. Even over here. What's neat too is I'm noticing we have 7, so you could even turn it this way if you want it and use it as a habit tracker. Of course, we have these habit trackers already, but maybe you don't have this layout with a habit tracker printed. And then, you know, you can kind of use them that way if you wanted. We have, oh, this I'm noticing here, these actually have rounded corners for this, so that's cool. Let's pull one out real quick. So these actually have the rounded corners to fit perfectly exactly in your spot here, so you can kind of decorate this however you want. I love that. Okay, so we're getting some more functional stickers than we have had in the past in these sticker books that are actually made to fit the exact spaces in your planner. We have our basic labels here, and then of course these scripts that say important, dinner plans, and shopping list in gold. And then we have the habit trackers and the silver ones that say reminder, it's a plan, and goal. So those are really nice. We have our hexagons here. And something to note, so in the back here we have these kind of like plain ones that just match the colors. If you wanted the stickers that actually have the design on them, that's what is in these sticker books here. So we have a lot of these little hexagons. And then, oh, I love this page. I said I wanted a whole book of these. Well, we have a page in the book, but maybe we can keep saying we want a whole book of these, a 1 page in every color. But we have the ones that say today, this week, and rescheduled and canceled. And then, so those are similar to these in the back, right? remember we have these. So if you want more of these, they're in this sticker book. We have to do, and then we have the ones here. These say celebrate and let's party. This one says let's celebrate. But then we also have some that say weekend, getaway, vacation, reminder. And then we have those all in some different colorways there. Very cool. I love how versatile these are. I like that they're just a color. And so I can kind of use them however I want. I can pair them with any stickers that I have, or any, you know, markers or doodles or whatever I want. We have more of these ones with the rounded corners that fit really well on the monthly dashboard. And then of course, those are also going to fit like up here. You know, you can put this same thing, it's going to fit in here as well to kind of like zhuzh that up a little bit. Something else I'm noticing is if you don't have 6 habits to track, you could use this to cover that up. Let's kind of see how that works. Let's see if we can cover that whole box up. So it's slightly smaller, but you could get away with that. Like you could kind of like add some other stickers to layer behind it and let your creativity show through if you wanted to utilize that space a little better. For, you know, if you don't have 6 habits to track. Very cool. And then we have some plain boxes. What else do we have? We have more habit trackers, and these are fun because the little circles, they're not circles, they're hexagons. We have these little, like, I think of these as like windows for some reason. They're like just the full box that has the curve at the top, and this matches back to this here. So we have kind of like this stencil that you can utilize and kind of decorate however you want using your markers. All right, and then we have some circles. This one says to do. This one says what you imagine you create. This one says note. This one is one of my favorite quotes, says progress over perfection. We have some little corner circles, and then there's some more different size labels. And I just wanted to note, it looks like they are sized like we have here on here, but the big ones I think match the sizing of the monthly planner squares. Let's grab a big one and see. Yes, so those are good. So if you have like a birthday or a holiday or something you really want to call out, that is a good use for those. More of the washi stickers in a different colorway, and these ones have silver foil on the hexagons over here. This is a really fun book, and seeing this makes me, I'm definitely going to be grabbing the floral version of the bouquet sticker book, because this is really good, and I want to challenge myself to use this year. Every year I grab the Erin Condren sticker book and then I kind of forget about it, and then but this one, I feel like with the new changes, I think this might be a little more versatile for me, a little more. I still might not use all of these habit trackers, especially we have so many back here, and then especially because this planner has them built in. I'm not 100% certain I will use all of those, but I really do want to make a special effort this year to use these stickers. If anything, if I use them enough, then I have more ground to stand on when I ask them to make a book full of scripts. I can't ask them to make a book full of scripts if I don't use the ones they already give us, right? Okay, so let's see. The last thing we have is the thing we've all been waiting for, and that is our beautiful new pack of 12 dual tip markers that match the tabs in the colorful planner. I am so excited for this. Every year I do a video where I test all the new dual tip markers and see which ones match the tabs the best, and I never get it fully right. There's never a set that is exactly the right color scheme. But now they have listened. You know what? They listen to those surveys. When you purchase a life planner, you get a survey at some point in your email. Fill out that survey. They read every single one and they listen. If enough people ask for something, they do it, because this is proof of that. So I'm going to grab my pen test notebook here. This is just an Erin Condren A5 lined notebook, and I'm left-handed, so I like to turn and write over here. So let's go ahead and test out these pens, and we're going to use our new black one here that comes with the life planner, and we're going to write that this is the EC. These are dual tip markers colorful 12 pack. Okay, let's go. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to, they're in rainbow order, which is super satisfying that they're in rainbow order in the package, but they're not in the order that the months fall of the year. And so I'm gonna go ahead and do that myself. I'm gonna put them in order. Now, Erin Condren has given us an image that they show which marker matches which month. I think I can figure it out on my own, but I just wanted to let you know. I will put that in my posts here on YouTube. If you click on my channel, there's like a little section of tabs that says posts. You can find it in there. I'll link it. I think I can link the post. I will put the post where the picture is found. I will link that, either a blog post or something. You'll be able to find it. Look in the comments, like the first pinned comment or the description. But we're gonna go ahead and start with aquamarine. These have the name of the color printed on the barrel, but not the month. So we're just gonna go ahead. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to write the name of the month with the medium point side, and then I'm gonna write the name of the color with the fine point side so that we can see the full impact of how these write. So that's January. I guess I need to leave them out of the package. February, I'm assuming, is going to be salmon. So we have February, salmon. March is usually this color here. March, and this is called Seafoam. I love it. We'll go through and match them, you know. How about we do this? I should have started this with as I did each one, but here we go. That's the Seafoam color. And then April is Iris, which is this color. So we have April is Iris. May is going to be this, this is Blossom. May. Okay. I'll go ahead after. I think what we'll do is I will make a little, I'll flip through with each marker and show you the quote page with the marker so you can see it better. What comes after May? June. Okay, so June is going to be mermaid. See, you can see June. Mermaid. And July is, oh wait, what do we have here? Oh, sapphire is definitely July. Okay. I love that color. Okay, and this is sapphire. So you can see the colorway coming together now, right? August is dandelion. Uh-oh, I spelled that wrong. Dandelion. Okay, and then September is amethyst. Ooh, that's a deep, rich purple. Oh, I forgot to do the tabs. I'm sorry. That was July. We'll do that together at the end. Let's go back up here to August so you can see. And then now we're back at September. September. It wouldn't be one of my videos if I wasn't like frazzled, right? This is called Amethyst. Amethyst. Okay. And then October. I promise I know the months. Okay, October is pumpkin. Pumpkin. November is called Pacific. Pacific. And our final one, which is the only tab color that has changed for the new planners, is Apple. It used to be more of a lime green color. Now it's called Apple. And we didn't go to November. Here's December. So it's a little darker. And I like this change because I feel like for me, December is Christmas, and I feel like I can match Christmas themed stuff better to this. It feels more Christmassy to me than that lime green did. And I like the change. And the color name of this is Apple. There we go. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of a quick, we have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. I love that. I am so happy with this. This is probably like the best set of markers they could have possibly done. Okay, now they're all out of order. Let's get this back. I love it, and I'm so happy with the changes that they've made and the new additions that they've made. I think that it's perfect, and it's something we've always wanted, and now I feel like really compelled to actually use these in my planning. I think that's something that I have neglected in the past, only because we have so many different options and I kind of get like decision fatigue and overload of accessories. But now that we have this like dedicated set that, yes, this goes with January, this goes with July, I really feel like it'll just be easier for me to say, this matches, this is the one I'm gonna use, and then I don't really have to think about it. And for me, that's what planning is all about. It's about simplifying all of the stuff that's in our brain. Of course, we want it to look pretty and nice. And so these accessories, and especially like these stickers too that match back and fit perfectly in the planner, it takes all the guesswork out of everything, and it really helps us to just kind of like play in the planner, get that satisfaction as stationery lovers who grew up with Lisa Frank. You know, we love this kind of stuff, but sometimes there's so much that we can get a little bit overwhelmed, and these kind of really thoughtful accessories are gonna help make it fun again, but without overthinking everything. And we can just play in the planner, write all our plans down, get organized, feel less stressed, and get on with our day, right? And then next week we get to plan again with our fun accessories, and you don't have to think too hard. It's all still very functional while being beautiful and just colorful and nice, and that's all we really wanted, right? So anyway, that is gonna be it for this video. I have tons and tons of new Erin Condren content coming up. Make sure you're following me on Instagram, because I'm gonna be sharing things there as well. Check my stories, check my feed, and you know, short videos and such. And I really hope that you enjoyed this. And if you have any questions about any products, even if you have questions about the bouquet or the minimal or any of the layouts, layout changes or any accessories that may not have been in this video yet, I will have stuff to show you. And so make sure you're asking those questions and I can get them answered for you. Again, I am an Erin Condren creator and an Erin Condren affiliate. And so this stuff was gifted to me so that I could show it to you ahead of time. And I would really, truly appreciate it if you used my affiliate link when you shop. It really helps more than you know, and it helps me be able to purchase all of the other items that I want to show you. It just really does support my channel, and it supports my family and helps me do these videos for you and really just get down into all the details and the nitty-gritty, everything you could possibly want to know about all of these products that you see. So anyhow, I hope you love this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you really liked it, please consider subscribing. I post functional planning videos on my channel, and if you liked this one, you'll probably like those ones too, and I'd love to see you in the next one. Thanks again to Erin Condren, and thank you again so much for watching. Bye!